Ryomen Sukuna versus Sung Jinwoo, two of the most broken characters in anime. But who actually wins if they ever meet? Forget the power scaling. Let's look at their psychology. To understand why Sukuna is a psychological nightmare, you have to look past the blood and destruction. People call him a natural disaster, and that's true, but natural disasters don't speak. Sukuna does. And what he says matters more than what he does. Look at the Shibuya incident. When Sukuna fights Jogo, it's framed as a raw display of overwhelming power. But underneath that, something far more dangerous is happening. While Jogo is fighting for survival, Sukuna reduces his entire ideology to nothing more than misplaced conviction. He tells him, in essence, that he should have burned everything he ever desired without hesitation. No restraint, no meaning, just destruction for its own sake. And when Sukuna tells Jogo to stand proud, it's often mistaken as respect. But psychologically, it's something far more unsettling. It's not admiration, it's ownership of perspective. Sukuna isn't acknowledging Jogo as an equal. He's validating him the way someone might acknowledge a tool that briefly performed well. In that moment, Sukuna defines Jogo's worth entirely on his own terms, then discards him immediately after. Sukuna doesn't just want you defeated. He wants your worldview invalidated. He does something similar to Yuji as well, repeatedly forcing Yuji into situations where his ideal of saving everyone collapses under impossible conditions. It's not just physical pressure, it's ideological suffocation. Sukuna breaks resistance by breaking meaning. Now flip the script. If Sukuna was born at the top of the food chain, Jinwoo began as the world's weakest hunter, an E rank who experienced absolute helplessness inside the double dungeon. That experience didn't destroy him, it transformed him. Now take that level of psychological dominance and place it against Sung Jinwoo. This is where the matchup shifts completely. Because Sukuna relies on shattering ego. But what happens when you face someone whose ego was already erased and rebuilt by the system? Jinwoo's dominance operates on a completely different axis. Take the Jeju Island arc during the confrontation with the Ant King, Baru. Baru isn't just strong. He is the culmination of evolutionary perfection in his world, an apex predator designed to hunt everything beneath him. So how does Jinwoo defeat something like that? Not just through strength, through contradiction. And for Baru, that creates something unnatural, because everything in his existence is built around the predator-prey hierarchy. But Jinwoo doesn't fit into either category. He doesn't behave like prey. He doesn't assert like a typical predator. He simply exists outside the system. That disconnect becomes a psychological rupture. Jinwoo weaponizes stillness. He forces an apex predator to confront something it cannot categorize. And then comes shadow extraction. This is where Jinwoo's dominance fully reveals itself. When he says arise, it isn't just necromancy. It's system-level rewriting of existence. He doesn't just defeat beings, he reassigns their purpose. When Sukuna breaks someone, he leaves nothing behind but defeat. When Jinwoo breaks someone, he reconstructs them into something new. So who actually wins? The King of Curses versus the Monarch? Sukuna thrives on breaking people. He needs your fear and ego to feed his dominance. He expects a reaction. But with Jinwoo, he gets silence. Jinwoo doesn't argue or posture. If they met, Sukuna isn't a god. He could be just a variable to be solved. While Sukuna tries to force his chaos on the world, Jinwoo simply deletes the board and replaces it with his own order. Sukuna's need to interact becomes his fatal flaw against someone who doesn't play his game. So, Here's the question. Is true dominance about shattering someone's will or making their resistance mathematically impossible? Drop your take in the comments. I'm curious what you think.